Harris with Aeroseal of Austin, and we're here sealing up this house today doing their ductwork system. We were here earlier this week and we did a duct blaster test. That is a test where we evaluate the ducts and see how much it's leaking, and today we're here to seal it up. Okay, so let's take you inside and we'll introduce you to Sean and show you the equipment.
This is our fan box. It controls the amount of air that we put into the duct system to pressurize the ductwork. Also inside here is our glue, and from here the glue goes through this tube up into this wand here, and this wand also has compressed air. So the glue is going to go inside this wand and be forced out with the compressed air into the airflow. So we want the glue to become an aerosol, and the best way to do that is to introduce the glue into a hot airstream. So we heat the air before we put it into the ductwork. So basically, when the glue becomes airborne, it goes through into the duct system, and whenever there's a difference in pressure and temperature, the glue then sticks to the edge of wherever that hole is, and the glue can then start building up on itself. And you'll see in the demo plenum that we have where the glue will start slowly building on itself and start to solidify. We turned off the air conditioning unit and plugged up all of the supplies by taking off all of the grills and putting in foam that's going to prevent the glue from coming through into our space, so that all the glue stays in the duct system. And so after we plugged up all of the supply vents, we then moved around into the mechanical equipment, and we sealed off the mechanical equipment so that the glue doesn't go into the coils and things like that, because that would make the unit run less efficiently. So what I'm doing is connecting the collar, the metal collar, to the plenum so that we can connect the lay flat tubing and get a good seal without the glue leaking out. So in order to access your ductwork, sometimes we go through what's called a plenum, and typically plenums are basically a box that all of the other ductwork comes off of, and it's usually a box just above or just beside the air handler. So this box is made out of duct board, which is you can easily cut into and then easily patch back up again once you've done the job that you need to do. Then once we tapped into the plenum, we put lay flat tubing and connected it to this equipment to evenly distribute the glue throughout the ductwork.
When ductwork leaks, what that does is it puts the house under negative pressure. Your fan only knows one speed at the air handler, and what happens is it will suck air from wherever it can get it so that it can do the makeup air for all the air that's leaking outside of the air-conditioned envelope. That's one of the reasons why houses are humid.
So normally our customers, some of the most average complaints are inconsistencies in temperature, rooms in their homes that will not get very cold. In the summer, we have hot summers here, and having rooms that don't get cold with their AC, lots of dust in the homes, and high energy bills, but most of it's air quality.
We, by computer, determine what the leakage is before we put glue in, so that after we seal the system, we can then go back and see how much of an improvement we've made on the ductwork. This is the pre-sealing leakage test. Basically, we're pressurizing the system and we are finding out how much leakage there is, how many little holes there could be in the connections and in the ductwork and that sort of thing. So we're going to pressurize the system. We have a tube here that goes to the fans, so we know how hard the fan's working, and we have a tube here that goes into the duct system, so we know how much pressure is in the duct system. That's how we measure the amount of leakage. We're done with our pre-sealing leakage test, and we got to 77 CFM of leakage for the supply side, which isn't a lot for today's standards. This is a newer house, but that's where we're at, and we'll try and seal it down lower.
When you put granite countertops into your house, you're doing an upgrade and you see it and you can touch it and you think that's a great return. But when you look at sealing your air ducts. It's not something that most people think about, and they don't realize how much money they lose. They don't realize how different their lives could be from having cleaner air in their home.
So we just wrapped up the post-test after we sealed with Aeroseal, and now we can look at the numbers to see what the leakage was before we sealed, and then now what the leakage is after we sealed. It's stabilizing, and the test is complete. And so now you can see here the post-seal is 24 CFM and the pre-seal is 75 CFM. And what that's like equivalent is a 14.3 square inch hole of leakage, and we've sealed that down to a 4.6 square inch hole of leakage.
You will have the benefits that you don't even realize that you're not getting. They don't know they need it until you go in and test and tell them you're leaking a hole this big in your house is sucking in the nastiest air it can find from the attic, the wall cavity, from all these different things. They don't know that. They don't realize that until you go in and test and show them and say, look, this is what's sucking into your breathable air. This is what you're breathing in, and this is why your house is so humid, and this is why things are happening. And the average person just doesn't realize what they're breathing in until it's tested.
Now we're going to show you our demo plenum. What we're going to show here is how Aeroseal works on your ductwork, and you can watch the sealant fill up the cracks in where it says Aeroseal, and it shows you exactly how the sealant bonds on itself and seals up every little hole within your ductwork system. Right, so now you can see how Aeroseal works. If you have any other questions, you can always email us, Ian@aerosealofaustin.com. Thanks a lot.